Good morning and welcome to the latest episode of Ioniq Travels. This morning I'm at the rapid charger at Bannatyne's gym in Rotherham. Really good charger, free of charge at the moment on an introductory offer. It will be apparently 35 pence per kilowatt at some point. Let's hope that's not soon. Today what I thought I'd do is I would take you through the accuracy of the timer for charging up in the car. So let's do that. So here we are, we're at 69%. I need a bit of a boost to get me down to Coventry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up to 94%. So let's have a look at the energy information there. So you see I've got 89 miles range. The climate is actually off at the moment whilst I'm parked for benefits of noise, but I've run down here from home with the climate on. But you can see they're fast charging, 16 minutes it's saying. So the time's 8 o'clock. Let's plug in and let's see how long it takes. So straight away I've just plugged in and now the car is saying 17 minutes. Okay, it's only 1 minute more, but let's see how long it actually takes. It took about a minute, so it should be done by 8:18. Yeah, it just took a minute just to obviously open the flap, remove the covers, get the charger authorized, and basically get plugged in, start charging. So yeah, 17 minutes should be done by 8:18. Well, here we are, the charger's just clicked off. It's now 8:20, so 2 minutes longer. So what actually affects the charge to make it delayed by just a couple of minutes there? Well, if I was sat here with the heater on, that would have made a difference, but actually I didn't on this occasion. I actually will repeat this video with the heater on later on. Let's see what difference that makes. But what is really affecting it is that little figure there, 4 degrees Celsius. You'd hope the timer would be accurate, but actually I guess our near perfect car isn't as perfect as perhaps it could be. I hope they found that video entertaining, and yeah, time to move on my happy travels. Good morning and welcome to the second part of this video about charging times. As you can see, I'm got 30 miles range, charging doors open, ready. Temperature compared to yesterday was 4 degrees, today it's 3 degrees. Just going to remind you how to get the charging display up. So EV button here, and then you've got your battery information there, so press that and you can see 27 minutes on the fast charger. We call them a rapid charger in this country. By the time I've got plugged in and authorized, it'll probably be 8:14. So 27 minutes on 8:14 is 8:41. Let's see if we can achieve that. The difference from yesterday is I'm actually going to be running the heating, and possibly the heated seat as well, but that just takes off the 12-volt battery. But I think I'm just going to be running the heating so we can see what actual difference it makes to the charge time. Yesterday it took about 2 minutes longer than expected. It was predicting 18 minutes, so and it took 20 to actually get it to 94% on the rapid. Sorry, I'm just going to knock the wipers off. So by the same calculation, this is 150% of that time, 18 minutes to 27, so maybe 3 minutes extra, so it may take half an hour. So let's see. So Actually, we're going to be starting at around about 8:15 by authorisation time, so I'll shut up and get on with it. So back in the car, got the heater set to 21 degrees. Blowed a bit of heat on the windscreen as well with the auto demist function. For those of you who don't know, the car is very clever. It does have an auto demist function, so it will divert heat energy to the windscreen. This sensor here, just above the rear view mirror, is actually what is picking up the moisture, and yeah, works very effectively. As we said, it was 27 minutes. Already it's extended to 29 minutes, and indeed when I got in the car it said 30%, 30 minutes to go. So it had extended it by 3 minutes already, which is in keeping with how shy it was when I was charging yesterday. Okay, so report back in a moment. Right, we're 50% through the charge, and I'm just looking at the charger. Again, the heating is running in the car, and yeah, it's still running at 47 kilowatts, so it's not tapered off because the heat is running. And indeed we're now at 51%, and that 47 kilowatt is still pretty fast. So good consistent charging on the Ioniq and the Instavolt charger. So a lot of people say that the charging starts to taper off at about 71%. As you see, we're nearly 49 kilowatts per hour, and the battery's at 72%, so disproving that myth at the moment. Sorry about the background noise, but got a nice fossil flower delivery lorry there, just starting up after sleeping overnight. And yeah, 49 kilowatt, 73%, all good. Should mention as well, if you are charging and have the climate function turned on, you'll get this warning. Perfectly normal. One of the qualities I really like about the Ioniq, and I know this is featured on a lot of the electric cars as well, is the charge indication lights here. You can see I've got the third one flashing at the moment. That's because it's over 66% battery charging at the moment. But basically, you know by the third your state of charge from the outside of the car, so you can keep an eye on it. You don't have to sit in the car while it's charging, obviously, all the time. But in this weather, 3 degrees, and yeah, it's trying to do its best to snow, actually sitting in the car is a very good option indeed. Another thing which I'm not sure if the camera will pick up, but we'll try. Yeah, it's just about picking it up. Let's zoom in a little bit, see if it'll get it better. You can see a reflection of those lights whilst you sat in the car in the windscreen there. Sure that's not by design, but hey, I like it. Well, we're coming up to 8:41 as you can see here, so we should be 94% state of charge. Obviously, given the delays yesterday with no heating running on, that should really perhaps say 8:43, but actually 8 minutes remaining, so at this moment it looks like it's going to be 8:49 when we get away from here with our 94%. Some people I know will sort of say, well, do you really need the 94%? You could leave now. And indeed, yeah, I've got a journey ahead of me now of some 87 miles, but weather conditions, traffic conditions this time of day in this area and down in the West Midlands dictate that actually I like to have a little bit of a buffer. And so this buffer at this moment is around about 24 miles. I feel more comfortable if I've got about a 30-mile buffer. I think that's due to the brainwashing I've had when I've driven an ICE car. Yeah, and also for the purposes of this video, I think to give you a true representation, you need to see me take this to 94%. Let's have a look at the charger. Let's venture out into this gorgeous weather and see what speed it's charging at now. So again, see introductory offer. Nice to see that confirmed. Now it's charged down to 23 kilowatt at 88% battery. So yeah, it is now starting to throttle back the charge and take a bit longer. Now people will actually say, I'm sure, why is the charger slowing down now you've got to 88% battery? The reason for this, if you imagine a balloon, and basically as you blow it up, trying to compress the air into that balloon gets harder and harder and harder as the pressure increases. Well, putting this really simply, and I know there's people, scientists out there who'll probably turn and say, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. The way I look at it is that you're trying to increase the energy that's going into the battery. The battery's already got a lot of excited energy in there, and basically the energy is flowing around the battery and it's trying to find space to go in, so it's slowing it down. It's almost like it's compressing the energy going in, so that actually then will slow down the rate of energy as it comes into the battery. I'm sure that's simple information. I'm sure somebody will turn around and say that that's BS, but it's the simplest way I can describe it that I hope helps people understand a little bit about why the charge slows down. Here we are, 8:48, and yeah, we are, let's get the charge up there, 94%. So the rapid charge is finished. When it's finished, you will notice that the sorry, just get the steering wheel out of the way there, the socket display is still on there. One thing that's interesting, and I think this is just basically the car sort of taking in a final trickle of charge, is, look here, our display, it's still showing that it's charging that final percent. So why is that? Well, I think simply the answer is we're consuming energy, so it's replacing the energy via the socket there, and so basically it won't necessarily click off, it'll just trickle charge whilst you're sat in using the heat. And that's important to note. You need to keep an eye, so you're not hogging the charger, that this 94% is achieved, because that's the maximum you're going to squeeze in on a rapid charger. The Hyundai is programmed like that. This is to protect the battery cells from over excessive rapid charging, so that they last longer. But the charger isn't going to click off whilst you're using heat at this sort of pace. It's just going to drop the current. And just to support that, let's go have a look at the charger again. So we're back at the charger. Right, we won't be charged. Well, show me the information. Here we go. 0.0 kilowatts an hour, battery 95%, but it doesn't say that it's ended. So we have to end it ourselves by tapping the card. So I hope you found that video interesting. It shows you that the Ioniq actually does take longer to charge if you are heating the car and sitting at the same time. Perhaps not the most scientific of tests, but generally what it's added there from 30% to 94% is around about 6 minutes to my charging time. If I make an allowance for the underestimation of the internal timer anyway, which is around about 3 minutes for that sort of percentage gain that I've achieved there. Generally, basically, if you're looking at the clock information there and say it says that you're going to take 20 minutes to charge, I would say it's going to take 25 if you want to get up to that 94%. If it's saying you're going to take nearly half an hour, it's going to take 35 minutes, which still isn't bad. And there's plenty of things for you to do. Keep warm, get a drink, get a coffee, and basically read a book. Or make silly videos like this, I guess. Okay, if you like this video, please tick the thumbs up, please feel free to subscribe, put my teeth in, and see you next time.